Hey guys, welcome back to Black Clover Mobile. In today's video, we're talking about which SSR unit you should take from your 999 selective summon. So they finally put the events in here with the Christmas events when they start. We've also got the Julius banner times as well. Now, for me personally, I was going to stream my Julius summons. However, unfortunately for me, I haven't confirmed on the US server, but the Asia server is at 8 a.m. on Christmas morning my time, and I believe that means that the US server will be 8 p.m. Christmas night, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to stream it in those windows. So I may do a quick video, but unfortunately that's that. You can check your times. You can go into this blower, hit summons, hit Julius, and you can check the time conversion. But it looks like it's going to be after the resets on Christmas Day. But for some people in America, maybe it's Christmas Eve. I'm not too sure. You'll have to check. But over here on the Christmas events, we have the attendance, the login one. We have the roulette event, which is coming as well, and then which is coming on December 25th, so Christmas Day as well. But then we have Julius's gift, and now this event period is December 25th, 4 a.m. So this is after that reset once again. And basically what this is you get pretty much the beginner summon that we get where you do up to 20 rolls and then you choose your best one. It's basically that, but it's probably not going to have a guaranteed SSR every roll. So you're going to have to roll, but pretty much from that, it's going to have the standard SSR units. So you should be able to pick which one you want and keep re-rolling, and you'd be damn unlucky not to get that character once in 999 summons. But then past that, I don't believe you will be able to get two SSR characters, but you should be able to get some SSR skill pages. But the other thing I will look for in that is going to be also some of the SR characters that I'm looking for dupes of, Finral, Feltos, stuff like that. But I wanted to talk about the SSRs to look for. So if we go over here into the glossary, we'll take a look, and I have a pretty sound reasoning for what I would personally go for. Now, to me, there's three characters you want on your account from these. One being Lotus. Lotus is fantastic, but if you're at the stage where you're already farming Red Dungeon 15 and you don't have a Lotus, I think he's not as important as the next two, which are going to be Mars, because Mars is fantastic on arena defense and offense, to be fair, and same with Rades. These two are absolutely fantastic. So with those three, if you're missing one of those, that is who I would pick up. A lot of people picked up Lotus early on. You get Mars, you go for Rades. That's the kind of thing I would get. You want to have those three ideally. I feel like those are the three key ones to have. Now, there is one thing I want to mention before you even go into this 999 summon. We are getting the Julius banner, so keep that in mind. So do your summons on the Julius banner. If you're waiting for the Julius banner to do Julius banner summons and then do your summons on the seasonal banner, just make sure you do all your summons before you go ahead and do this 999 summon, because you might get one of the characters that you're wanting or looking for from that. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, the main three we're looking at is Lotus, Mars, and Rades. These three are just absolutely amazing. Lotus, most people probably took him from the first selector. You got AoE slow, you got damage amplification, you can extend debuffs, you can push back bars, just absolutely fantastic. And he has a sick combo attack with Mars. Mars just an absolute beastie tank. The dude has, like I said, a great combo attack, whether it's with Lotus or without Lotus. With Lotus, he's going to get guaranteed, you're going to get a guaranteed speed slow from the Lotus side. Then you have a chance to get attack break and taunt on the enemies as well, which is fantastic from a combo attack. Then he's got a stun on his skill 2 and a taunt on his basic, which can go up to an 80% activation, which this thing is so invaluable, like on arena offense. This guy's an absolute beast, because not only does he draw most of the attacks from the enemies because of the way the AI works, but also he can taunt enemy mimosas and stuff like that and stop them from using AoE heals and revives and stuff like that. So just an absolute monster unit in general. And like I said, with Lotus, if you're already, even though he is good in PvP, I think Mars and Rades are more important to have for PvP. So if you somehow didn't have Lotus on your account and you're already farming stage 15 gear, and you're missing like Rades and Lotus, that's when I would pick up Rades, but I'm tipping most people will have at least two of these three on their roster. Then we go into Rades. Rades is ridiculous. And the other thing I forgot to mention that's like probably like one of the most important things about Mars is this passive, which is his LR passive, grants all allies debuff immunity for one turn at the start of combat. enemy Lotuses that are quicker. They just come in, they use their AoE, and you just don't cop any of it. It's fantastic. Radi's massive chunky shield, which is absolutely fantastic, and status ailment immunity. This is such a good ability. It's great. Then he's got an AoE one here on damage, which he isn't damage based. This is going to give your whole team a defense increase, but it does work really well. This having also AoE damage, because he is built for having decent magic attack, so you can increase the size of his shields. But then once you get to further into an arena battle, as you're stalling out, the debuffs kick in, and this actually starts doing decent damage as well. So this guy's a great unit. The other thing is his passive, which is his LR passive, gives him extra speed, so it makes him faster to be able to apply that thing as well. The other thing is he does have a combo, which is a 2-turn taunt, which is fantastic. It does go up to 100% activation at max skills. So it's a single target taunt, but 2 turns, 100% activation. This can be super clutch in some situations as well. So those 3 are the key 3 you want to go for. Now, if you have all 3 of them on your account, you have some options. For me personally, I think Vengeance is absolutely amazing. I still think Vengeance is one of the top tier units on PvP defense. Offense, he's still good, but defense is where he can really disrupt, because what I find is with arena defense, you're not trying to build a consistent team that just wins every match. You want to annoy enemy teams and win, maybe 1 out of 3 matches. That's what you're kind of going for. And Vengeance is perfect for that. He's an absolute savage. His basic attack can transform an enemy. He's got this one, which is really going to boost an ally with the damage. So this one's really good. And then this one is also really annoying, because this is going to provide the fortify for allies, which reduces damage taken, but also gives the counterattack to the highest attack ally. The other thing about this guy is he got super high speed, and that super high speed means you can do things like, I'm desperate to have this guy. I don't have him on either of my accounts, because then you can use him to abuse like a combo attack on defense with a Mars. So Mars's basic combo, when he's not with Lotus, has a chance to stun all enemies. So you get a super fast William in there, William Vengeance, and you just like have that as your default. Use his combo first skill. You get like 3 stuns on the enemy team. You just insta win that on defense, and it's GG's. So I think he's on defense, he's one of the top tier units. He's one of the units I never attack into, because you can just get shafted so hard against him. And so I think he's a fantastic one. And he is the unit that I will go for on my accounts. Now, if I also had him, there is one other unit that I would look to pick up as my personal priority. And once again, you guys could look to any of these other units. But the other one I would look to is to Sally, because she's a really nice buffing unit for cleave type teams. I'm hoping to get more dupes of Finral and Veltos. Hopefully be able to start running some speed cleave teams, and then we can start using the Sally as a buffer in that team. But that's a bit more niche use. Other than that, like I said, if there's any characters off that banner, off the 999 summon that you are missing, feel free to pick any of them if you want to just complete your collection and stuff like that. But besides that, the next thing we go to look at is going to be dupes and getting those dupe potentials in there. And to me, the best one of the ones we've looked at so far for duping, like at least my personal favorite, is going to be Rades. Basically because his dupes, upon taking damage, there's a 30% chance to inflict taunt on the target for 1 turn. And that does go up. If I go over, you can't check it in the glossary with the upgraded one, but if we go over here to my Rades and we check him out and we go to the enhance, we can see the complete upgraded version here, which is a 50% chance to inflict taunt. So the thing about this that makes it crazy is if enemies use an AoE, then they're locked into attacking him. And that is like, taunts can be so disruptive in this game for certain characters, especially. And if you get into a snowball against like a healer where they just keep getting self-taunted with basic attacks and they can't do anything, or a buffer or something like that, then it's absolutely fantastic. And being able to put them into that cycle at a 50% chance is just absolutely crazy. So I think Rady's like the one I would go for dupes. Other than that, you can pick any other ones you want. Maybe you're sitting on 1 star on one of your characters, kind of like Lotus. Then it's kind of tempting to go ahead and pick this up. 25% chance to inflict 10% reduced to all attack debuff on enemy for 1 turn upon attacking. Honestly, this is quite decent. In the current meta, I don't love this as much. It's kind of decent for PvE, but I don't really care about PvE. This is further into a fight because normally you're running into Marses on defense, so your Lotus isn't going to be applying the debuffs that he's trying to anyway. But you know, this is my description of, I've got 1 star on him. You know, 1 more star is going to get me that. Maybe that gives me the potential to go for him. If I get like really good SRs, or I get some SSR skill pages in there and I'm like, okay, that's just a good roll, maybe I can go for that as well. But like I said, for me personally, I like the Radies play based on passives, just passives alone. But once again, recapping my personal priority and what I'm going to be doing on my account. If we jump back over here into the glossary, I personally, because I have the 3 key units being Mars, Lotus, and Radies, I am going for Vengeance. But once again, I'm waiting to do my summons on the Wizard King banner. If we can get him, then if we can get Vengeance from that as an off-banner SSR, then I will go for Sally. If I end up with both of them by the time I finish my summons, then on my selector, I'm going to pick up a dupe of Radies, and that is my personal play. But once again, you guys can pick up whoever you want if you want someone to, you know, fill out your collection or something like that. But those are my recommendations based on meta. And once again, I sort of lean towards PvP meta, just because I see that being the main part of the game at the moment. Most stuff in PvE you can sort of just clear, so you know, yes, some stuff is hard, especially when we look to some of the harder game modes and stuff like that. For instance, if we jump over into the whole illusions, yes, it can be very, very difficult, but often these PvP units are good in other stuff as well, and that is why I prioritize them. But let me know who you guys are going to pick. That's my summary. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.